This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. This is a week of week ending February the 8th. This is a legislative committee update of what's going on at the legislature from the UPHCA. We're excited to have you join us this morning, and this will be available on the YouTube channel as well. We're going to go over some of the items that are on the um, at the legislature. Some great, exciting information, and we look forward to reviewing those things with you. Um, just a couple things I want to show you as far as the bills are concerned. Just for your own information, if you go to the legislature and go under the tab bills, there's this on your screen. You will see a list of search options for the bills. Down here is a tracking service. You can set up an account right here where the mouse is, cursor. You can set up your own tracking of bills you want to track, and it will send you an email each time there's a change to that bill during the legislative session. It will also show by legislator how many bill requests they have, and lots of different things here. And I'm going to go to my particular tracking, and these are the ones that I'm following. Excuse me for the phone. Okay, let's go. There's really, as far as significant changes, there's only a couple that we have that are going forward that we're supporting. House Bill 218, that is basically construction code modifications. That's where where Representative Schultz has put forward a bill from the recommendation of the UPHCA commissions, updating the to the 2018 IPC, IBC codes, and that includes the IPC with any state modifications. There's really nothing in there that we're concerned about other than the fact that it's adopting the 2018 IBC. And that is now sent to the House floor. It's gone through committee, and the House will be voting on that probably today, and then it will go over to the Senate. Don't see that to be a problem. There's a Mike Winder, Representative Mike Winder, has an apprenticeship opportunity awareness, H Bill 280. This is one that establishes an apprenticeship director under the Department of Workforce Services. Some of the concerns we've had with that is it sets up a apprenticeship program similar to what the state had that mirrors a federal program of about 30 years ago that they got rid of. We're not real excited about that, how he has it set up. So we're in opposition of that at this point. That is the fiscal note on that is rather sizable. So we don't think that's going to move very far, but we're keeping a watch of that. There's the House Joint Resolution 16. This is an interesting one that Representative Thurston has been putting forward several times in the last couple of years. It's basically changing. He wants to change the Constitution, but now it's just a joint resolution that declares that the policy of the state and that government may not infringe on the individual inalienable rights of the people of the state to pursue an honest trade, vocation, occupation, or career unless the infringement is narrowly tailored and the least restrictive means possible. In other words, he's saying that all licensing infringes upon the rights of the individual, and we're concerned about that, how it's worded, and we've been opposed to that this last year as well as this year. So we'll go back to tracking. The one I really want to discuss with you that we're excited about is House Bill 187. There's a substitute to this, but if you go on the page, you're welcome to, of course, read it. This is one that we're excited about because this is some of the points of this bill um, help the plumbers and electrical licensing boards to become stronger in their role and responsibility in the industry, uh, both for the ratios as well as the educational aspects of it. It requires them to report back to the licensing board on recommendations on how to make sure that there is a standard curriculum throughout all the apprenticeship programs. So if an individual transfers from one technical college to another, he is not or she is not hurt because of different curriculum of each school. There's also talks about the ratios. It's left to the licensing board under the Rulemaking Act. And then also Printosaurus is addressed in this, that ensures that or requires the licensing boards to look at that issue and address that issue through the rulemaking process. So it's basically taking out a statute under the legislative purview and putting it into the rule process, which makes this more industry based and more for the professionals of our industry, of our trade, to address these issues. So that has passed out of committee yesterday with a favorable recommendation. It is before the House currently for voting on a third reading calendar, and we feel like it's going to pass and now go with the Senate. I'm not sure there is not a floor sponsor over the Senate as of yet, but Mike Schultz being in the House leadership, we feel fairly confident that this is going to pass, and it is a win-win for our industry. It's something that we've wanted to see have happen for some time, and our lobbying team has been very successful in working with Representative Schultz and making this all happen. So thank you to everybody who's been doing that. We're excited for that. So I think that takes care of the items for the legislative review. It is it's an interesting process to be a part of. I'm very happy to report that us as an association having a lobbyist team on our side has been extremely beneficial, and we should be happy with having that. And I would also hope that if you have questions or anything, please get a hold of me. And we meet weekly up at the state legislature. We're meeting with a lot of the other associations on issues. Let me just mention there is one that we have a concern about that has not been filed as of yet. The short description is there. It's one that we had a meeting earlier this week with Representative Roberts from the southern Utah County area. It's to change and basically do away with the residential lien laws. And this is a concern of the suppliers and the subcontractors. And we've been fighting that issue. And we have, Dana has helped us bring forward some thoughts and ideas in regards to it. And we appreciate that very much from Dana. It's nice to have him on our side as well. So we're watching that very closely. It doesn't have a bill number yet. We do have a copy of the bill that's currently written. It was given to us by Representative Roberts, but he has not released it to the public yet, which is one of those processes that kind of hides it for the time being, and we're not in favor of that at all. But anyway, putting that aside, we're watching that very closely. Just wanted to remind you of our St. George Conference coming up on March 28th and 29th. We'd love to have you there. It's going to be a great conference. We're excited for the conference. We have a lot of information, a lot of good information for business owners and specific information on HR issues and contract issues. And we have a boatload of vendors that will be there. And we're just excited to be a part, to have that coming up in St. George on March 28th and 29th. With all the snow that we have up in northern Utah, just think of how nice it would be to go to southern Utah in the end of March. So thank you very much. We appreciate your being a part of this and being part of the association. We're working for you, and we're working hard for you. And we hope that we're doing what you want us to do. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you next week. Remember, it's on Friday at 10 o'clock each Friday during the session. Thank you.